Welcome to the divisional preview show of the Upper Bowl podcast. We are covering this week the AFC West. We have recurring guests of the program. She's from the We Raider podcast, which your boy's been on it a few times. Not a big deal. And that will be coming back. It's already back for football season as training camp is already going on. There's pads on. Christian Wilkins has been kicked off the team for kissing players, which is hilarious. And I'd like to welcome back to the podcast Baker Raiderette. She's going to give us a lowdown on what's going on at Raider training camp and her thoughts on the AFC West. Baker Raiderette, how are we doing? And welcome back to the pod, by the way.
Thanks, Trev. Yeah, doing great. Thanks for having me on. We need to get you back on We Raider once I figure out how to run a live stream correctly.
It's a process. I always tell this as Ralph Stranger said it the best. Doing a podcast is fun, but getting the technology down is the hardest part to do. Anyways, once you have that down, you're good to go. Anyways,
yeah, I don't want to live into gender stereotypes, but I do just want the man to run it because I just want to show up and talk my talk and then not deal with it.
You just want to be a talent, is what we say in radio.
I really do. I deserve an agent, and
you want to be paid a talent fee. No, you don't want to deal with
I want to show up and then leave. Yeah,
I totally get that. So everybody wants it, but sometimes you got to learn. I always say this. If you can host, you're the host. If you learn the behind the scenes stuff, you're even more valuable as well. So it's always sometimes you got to learn anyways.
Yeah, you got to be a jack of all trades in this industry now.
Yes. Like your boy, if you see there's clips on this show already, when you see on the Upper Bowl podcast on Instagram, you enjoy the clips. Please like and subscribe. So
yes,
that's why. All right, let's get to the AFC West. Okay. I like to say, we have a few things we've said on this podcast. Justin Herbert we've changed Justin Herbert's name to Justin Hebert from Bobby Hebert, the old quarterback for the Falcons. So we must call Justin Hebert until he wins a playoff game and doesn't poop the bed. Is that could we get that trending with Raider Nation?
Yeah, I think Raider Nation's quite behind you on this. Okay. On this.
All right, cool. So get that trending one. Just instead of Herbert, just put Hebert anyways. And people may not know what the hell's going on, but it's understand it's like. He has to earn his last name back anyways, so because everyone's crowning his ass already. I have no problem with let's really get down to the business anyways. The Raiders have Pete Carroll. Chip Kelly's in town. I call it the Pac-10 plus Pac-12 reunion tour.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Pete Carroll as a USC fan, of course. Yeah. I think Chip Kelly was people were kind of sus about him, but you can't deny his success at Ohio State too. So, and from the training camp reports, which are, always sus, Chip Kelly is on a mission. So I'm excited. It sucks being in the best division because it just feels like it's that much harder, but the Raiders responded, I guess, the way they had to. So
I like to say they responded quite, I like to say we need a head coach with a name.
Correct.
And I felt like this is from 1,000 feet away, playing everything. Bringing Pete Carroll in is let's stable the organization. I felt like
that's exactly right.
The Raiders were in flux when Gruden got fired for his emails from the other guy, McDaniel, who's the biggest tool bag of all time, to the other guy. I'm blanking on names. I feel like the Raiders need
too many.
There's too many, honestly. It's bad enough. I'm seeing art shell clips of the 06 Raiders on my timeline. So,
and that feels like it was so long ago because literally without fail every year there's on the field and off the field drama with the Raiders. Yeah. So hopefully the Christian Wilkins thing is we got that out of the way. Okay, whatever. I don't know what happened there, but hopefully that's
What do you think would happen there? Because I have so many questions about that. Because everyone in Miami is shocked he got released by the Raiders. I was I looked at my people I know in the Dolphins, what the hell? Did he do this shit when he was with the fucking Dolphins? I don't think so anyways.
So the story went from he wasn't following his rehab protocol to he was kissing players. And here's where I think the problem is. Listen, you and me, we're on social media. Yeah, we like getting views. We like getting likes. We like getting engagement.
Yes.
I think some NFL players also like that. And I don't want to say anyone exaggerated. They know better than us what happened because they were there. But some of these comments, like, oh, he was a little freaky, like that got blown up. So like all of a sudden people are like, he was going to sex clubs. And I'm like, okay, wait, whoa, we don't know that. We don't know that. What? Like just all these rumors from like 4 words on a tweet. And that happens now in the NFL.
Yeah.
It happens anywhere, but it's really hard. We probably won't know exactly what happened. So the Raiders, like insiders, say that Adam Butler is the person that knows the most. I don't know. I guess I wish him the best, and also I trust Pete Carroll's not going to take any BS.
No.
So I trust the decision. It's a bummer of a loss, but it is what it is.
I think I saw this as like, well, the Raiders did make a trade with the Eagles, which I was like, okay, what's going on here anyways? And I look at it as like, I think Pete Carroll's trying to flush out the bad eggs out.
Yeah,
and he's trying to find ways to get like bring in good quality culture, which I hate using this word. They need to bring the Raiders.
But the Raiders need it.
The Raiders need the culture of all culture changes anyways. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm waiting. Like Pete Carroll's the perfect guy for it with Tom Brady's like, Pete, do your thing, please. I need an idea what's going on here anyways to figure out what to do with this organization anyways.
Yeah. Pete has he's a philosophy guy. Like he lives by his philosophy. He's almost like religious about it or like spiritual about he has that side. And it's not as if he wants players to like be of his religion, but they have to buy in. Yes. They have to like do what he says. Like they have to get there early. They have to do all of that. And if they're not willing to do that, Antonio Pierce, I was a fan. I wanted him to do well, but I think he relied more on this like image of the hard Raiders.
Yeah.
And we weren't there yet. We didn't have the talent. We didn't have the discipline, and it just kind of blew up.
Yeah. Which was, when I looked at Antonio Pierce, it's like, I feel like the Raiders are trying to do their version of Dan Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like what could go possibly wrong with Antonio Pierce as the head coach, unlike Dan Campbell, who has the longest leash of all longest leash, especially after that awful first year and how he's turned it around so quickly anyways.
How do you, okay, super quick random question. How do you
Fire
feel about Dan Campbell being like he's always going to go for it because he's Dan Campbell and like getting a pass to make those decisions?
I said this in the podcast and I'll say this again. Ben Johnson cost him that game against Washington because he wanted to make a highlight reel for his resume tape so he could figure out what to show to like, example, Chicago, the Raiders, like any big time openings, like see what I did versus Washington. I made it. And he said like when people were like, ooh, highlight reel. I blame that game a lot.
Smart take.
Like versus Ben Johnson. I feel like no one wants to say that because everyone wants to think the cool thing to do is jump on Dan Campbell. So I've kind of said that him going to Chicago, mazel tov, where quarterbacks go to die. I just want to see what's going to happen with Caleb Williams, as I like to say.
Yeah, I mean, as a Caleb fan, like I do want him to do well, but I don't know. The Bears have a quarterback culture problem, and he has not yet been able to conquer that.
My funny joke, maybe we should just bring in Jay Cutler to be the QB coach and tell Caleb Williams what to do and what not to do. I think it'll be perfect anyways.
Look at my highlight reel. Don't do that.
As someone who's defended the wall of smoking Jay Cutler, it's not a bad idea anyways. So that's
why.
Don't date the reality star. Go with somebody else at least.
That's right.
Shout out to Kristen Cavallari. All right. What's your thoughts on Geno Smith as the new Raider head coach? I'm going to say this. No Aiden O'Connell, please, because that was just hard to watch, especially for those late games.
I can't. Okay. So there's like people trying to stir up this narrative that Aiden O'Connell might start. He was never going to be the starter this year. Like good on Aiden for working hard in the offseason. You always want to have a good backup. Aiden is the backup. He looks just as standstill as he did. I mean, I went to and like training camp, caveat, like obviously they're running new plays. They're doing things like you can't tell exactly what's happening. But Aiden, first of all, he's really lean, like really lean. And second, he just does not have the mobility that Gino has. And Gino also, like, when you watch him, even we went to the open practice this weekend. Gino is a Tom Brady where he's yelling at everybody else, like he's managing the game. Aiden he might be able to get there, but Aiden is like I gotta figure out my own shit, and then like hopefully somebody's open. And like I don't want to talk too much trash about him, but like he is a backup. He's a, what do they call it? A game manager. Yeah, a journeyman. Yeah.
Like Geno Smith is the perfect guy to have anyways, because he's a game manager. He'll make the right throws. The one comparison I have for Aiden O'Connell for Raider fans, please don't kill me. I said, like, I need to worry about my own shit, and I'll throw it up to Randy Moss. It's like Andrew Walter almost. That's the vibe I get out of Aiden O'Connell.
That's real. Yeah, that's real. I don't know why Raider fans like they like really want him to be this like superstar that they like refuse to admit. And he had his moments last year where he looked good, but like we can't keep relying on the Chiefs Christmas game, guys. Sorry. Like we got to move forward.
Let's move along. Let's move forward, as we used to say it.
Yeah, we gotta
win
a playoff game, please.
Can we just make the playoffs first?
Can we get a home playoff game, please?
Okay. I'm not.
Is that so much to ask?
I'm not no Santa or rabbi for.
You might boo Santa as an Eagles.
Hey, I never booed Santa. Actually, that was from the 1960s, by the way. I was not even a thought yet. I tell this to everybody.
Oh, we're kindred spirits, though.
Yes,
really,
we really are. Anyways, Raider fan and Eagle fan. I will say this about the Raiders schedule. I looked at it. At New England at 10 a.m. East at West Coast time. Home for the Chargers. At Washington. Home for the Bears. At the Colts. No disrespect.
No, never. Like
I see you 0-4.
Okay. I would say out of those, Washington is the toughest.
I say Chicago too, because I think Ben Johnson's going to throw something up anyways.
Yeah, no, and the Bears have recently just owned us. I don't know what that's about. Like, God, it's like the team version of Andy Dalton. I think our hope is to come out swinging against Josh McDaniel and beat the Patriots. The Chargers are tough. It's a primetime game.
Monday night.
Jim Harbaugh is going to come out trying to prove something. So yeah, they're all tough games. I really don't know what to think. Pete Carroll traditionally, I feel, has 1 to 2 games that he just loses stupidly.
Yes.
He wins a game or two that like you're like, wow, he figured that out. But he always has, even at USC, lose to Washington State. It's like, what are you doing?
Loses to Oregon State.
Loses to Oregon State. Yeah, like just there's always 1 or 2 that you're like, huh?
Here's the other thing with Pete Carroll. He finds ways to bring the best out of players, and plus, he's got a perfect record versus the Eagles ever since he's came back to the NFL. By the way,
wow, yeah, yes. I forgot about that. That's pretty wild.
That's why I like people ask me like Seahawks, Eagles. Who you guys like? Give me Pete Carroll. People look like, why? He always beats the Eagles, and I was at the last playoff game, one home playoff game in 2020, which was Seahawks Eagles, and they lost anyway. So.
Wow,
that's why. I think the really intriguing game is for my viewing point. It's a nice helmet matchup. Is the Cowboys and Raiders?
Yeah.
How many Cowboy fans do you think will make the trip out to Vegas? Would you say?
Oh, I mean, given like I do my little. I record all of them.
Yes.
When at any Raiders game, there might be more than Raider fans in the stadium because there's a ton in Southern California. And
Oh,
I know a lot of people are. There's going to be random fans there too. There's going to be Eagle fans. There's going to be Steeler fans. Like that's like a marquee game to go to in Vegas. So yeah, anything goes.
I'm going to give you a little side tip what you should do. Say when you meet a Cowboy fan, what part of Coppell, Texas are you from? Or do you know where Frisco is at? Or what's your best barbecue joint in Dallas, Texas? If they don't give you an answer, they've never been to Texas anyway. So that is my one.
That's a good question. What is your answer? Because I have an answer.
Hatardo Barbecue in Texas, by the way.
Okay, that's my answer too. I was just there for the Society for American Baseball Research.
Yes.
And I went there, and just once you go inside and look at the people working there, you're like, yeah, this is correct. This is the right barbecue spot.
Another good one, Terry Black's Barbecue as well.
Oh, I heard that. Okay, so I haven't been there. I've been to the one that is like a Mexican barbecue fusion. Yeah. It's also really good. Is that Hurtado's?
I think that is Hurtado, yes.
That's Hurtado. Okay, there's another one too that is like out kind of in Frisco, and that's really good too.
But I know what you're talking about. I think I've been there. They're not worried. Yeah. So okay. That's why.
So we're on the right track. Okay. Good.
We are on the right track. I'm going to give the AFC West odds 15-1. Okay. Over under for wins 6.5.
Yeah, I've seen the Raiders all over the board. I don't think that's far off. Like I've been on podcasts being like 10-7 because that's like what Pete Carroll said. But
yeah,
I think realistically,
can I say 7-10?
I think that's a realistic goal. I know people are like, well, Pete Carroll's never. I think he's never lost more than what 7 or 8 games in a season, or like
checks notes of Pete Carroll.
That's one of the talking points. Is like he's always had somewhat of a winning season, right? But he's never had a blowout. 4-13.
His one losing season was 7-9.
So 7-9. So I think that, but given the AFC West.
Yeah,
the strength and just this is going to be the first time in a long time the Raiders are even competitive. Mm-hmm. I think it's not unrealistic to say like 7-10,
which he's done before. Is second to Russell Wilson's last year in Seattle, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I was looking. I was like, I think it was 7-9 because that's the one I always think of because I remember he went 7-9 back to back his first 2 years. Mm-hmm. The second year he missed the playoffs anyway. So I think you have to go by like, hey, that was still a team with like Charlie Whitehurst as a quarterback and Matt Hasselbeck and maybe Charlie. I think it's not Seneca Wallace. I think it was Charlie Whitehurst. I'll go with that anyways. I'll go with that. And I think Tavares Jackson too. Anyways, those two. And when you look at 2010, it was like Russell Wilson was injured, off COVID, right. No real true plan what's going on there. Anyways, is he going to stay? Is he going to go?
That's true.
So yeah, I think 7-10 you're honest when I look at it.
Yeah,
it's the honest.
Pete Carroll also hasn't. He hasn't been in the NFL for a couple of years, so adjustment wise,
yeah,
things change.
Oh yeah. I think adjustment plus Chip Kelly is gonna bring some college offense into. So
yeah,
I think there's be some growing pains anyways.
For sure. For sure.
I think 7-10 will be your benchmark. I could see 6-11 as well. So,
yeah.
Or 6-11. So I think you'll be good. I think you'll be in that picture of like we're in the top 10, but we're not tanking for Arch Manning yet.
Correct. Yeah.
Even though I have my theories of Arch Manning going to New Orleans.
I mean, they need. They have a list. I'm sure you went over it, but yeah.
We have, but that's my current conspiracy theory. So we're going with it. That is the story.
Okay, anyway. I could see that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Broncos. Sean Payton's team made the playoffs. Lost to the Bills in Wild Card Weekend with Bo Nix. Do we like Bo Nix in the AFC West? Is he kind of a punk though?
I mean, as a fan of an opposing team, absolutely not. But he looked pretty comfortable at the end of the season. I have to admit, I am impressed by the pieces that the Broncos have added. I think to me, their biggest question is their run game.
Yes.
Right? But Bo Nix can throw long. He's more accurate every game. Ew, God, I hate this is like just difficult to say, but and they still got Cortland Sutherland. They've got that Mims guy that like has
Yes.
been the subject of training camp. Like I think they're gonna be pretty good. Plus, not to mention, dang it, they got two 49er players from that ridiculous defense. And yeah, Greenlaw is injured, but like that's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah. I think Sean Payton's trying to make a better version of New Orleans, what he did. I think he's
That
doing
makes
some
sense.
more, make it better than New Orleans, try and make sure like, hey, this team's perfect on both sides of the ball anyways. So I just think it's really intriguing. Bo Nix is going to be entertaining. He's not starting my fantasy football team though, but I can
Okay.
enjoy him throwing a football, making it look
Yeah.
like a highlight reel, like he's better than Jake Plummer almost.
Yeah. I mean, I think, and plus, like, I don't think the Broncos have to score a million. I mean, they are going to go up against some prime defenses too.
Yeah.
So I think if they can establish somewhat of a run game, they don't need to score 40 points a game because their defense is going to be insane. But they do need to they do need to manage the defenses that are coming up against them.
Definitely. Week 1, they have Tennessee. I think that's a win. I think
yeah.
they could literally start. I could honestly see them going 4-0 first 4 weeks because they have
I see that.
Titans, which is the first year of Cam Ward.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot for him going against Denver week 1. T's and P's. At the Colts.
Yeah.
At the Chargers.
That's a good game. Yeah.
Home for the Bengals. I think that's the best game of the out of his Monday night.
That's a really good game.
That's the best game of the week, anyways. And then they go to Philly on a short week. So,
oh, please, guys, take advantage of that.
I know. And they go and they play London they go to London and stuff. And you guys play the NFC East, so I think it'll be truly fun. Their primetime games, they got Raiders on a Thursday night, Monday night versus the Bengals. I would not be surprised. They have a Thursday night primetime game versus the Chiefs on Christmas as well. So I think it's really intriguing. I think the one game that should be really interesting. Here's me. How much is Sean Payton's gonna shove it up Jerry Jones's ass when they play the Cowboys week 8 at 425?
Man, the Cowboys are a mess. We know players are never gonna not play well. Like this whole tanking thing, like they don't buy into that because this is a job. Every game is a job interview.
Yeah.
I find it hard to imagine how to get truly motivated to play for a team like the Cowboys. Like I could see everyone playing for their individual stats, like the Yankees. But playing for Jerry Jones, the way he is so just honestly a disaster, like in the public, I'm like, wow.
Is he the second coming of Al Davis when Al Davis started losing it? Are we starting to see Jerry Jones lose it like Al Davis now?
And he might be worse because Al Davis, and Al Davis was bad. Like his last, RIP Al, and thank you for everything. He was so stubborn his last 10 years.
The projector screen firing of Lane Kiffin, probably my favorite.
Oh man, I was just thinking about that again, and that press conference is 48 minutes long, and people watch the whole thing.
It's an all-time presser out of Al Davis, anyways.
It's incredible, and the thing is, you would expect him to be loud and unruly. He literally just sits there and he's like, "You did this, you did this, you were terrible, you didn't listen." You're fired. It's just, it's like the mafia announcing you're gone.
Hey, he's from Brooklyn, anyways. Come on.
He definitely, has that.
So I have the Broncos going 12-5.
Wow. Okay. I think I've seen 11-6. Yeah, 12 or
That
5.
9.5 is their over/under on the wins total. AFC West plus 330 plus 330 355 or something.
Okay.
I think.
Do you? I mean,
Go.
I could actually see them winning the division. To be at which I want to barf, but
I'm not there yet.
okay,
I'm totally not there to give it like
that's
Pat
good.
Mahomes,
That's
and
good.
Pat Mahomes is still the king of the kings right now of quarterbacks.
Okay,
He's
right.
numero one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I think the Broncos will make a run for their money. I just think it's gonna. I think two teams are coming out of this division for playoffs this year.
Yeah. Oh, only 2. Okay.
Yeah, I see the Broncos and the Chiefs, anyways.
Okay.
For me, I just don't trust the Chargers with our favorite quarterback, Justin Herbert.
Bear.
Herbert.
There was a Bachelorette contestant who everyone made fun of because her last name was Herbert, but everyone called her. I think she pronounced it Hey Bear.
Okay.
Which, if you're gonna do the like French thing, like do the whole thing.
Or Cajun, or like we're doing it after Bobby Hebert, who played for the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
And his son T-Bob Hebert was also offensive lineman for the LSU Tigers. That's why. That's why I looked at it as like we're calling him Bobby, like a long lost Bobby Hebert's son who could play quarterback at least.
I love it. Yeah.
And people got really mad at me for saying that. I was like, I had Tobin. I was like, you can't do that. Like Leroy Hoyer will be mad at you. He was like, don't care anyways. So
yeah, seriously.
That's why. Leroy Hoyer, former running back for the Vikings and the Browns, and he's from New Orleans. So I honestly like, it's Justin Herbert, and he got really mad at me anyway. So that's why. So Chargers, I have 9.5. They're 9.5. Until he gets we're still going to call him that anyways, Justin Herbert, until he wins a playoff game or does something really remarkable. Unless he throws 8 touchdowns on a random team.
And in the league, I don't know why. He can do no wrong. Like he is God's gift to football, and I'm just like, and the excuse, right, is always they don't have weapons, they don't have this, they don't. And I will say, I think so. So my take on the Chargers offense is they have diversity of weapons. Yeah. They don't have a standout like
number one.
Yeah, yeah. And as we saw, like that only got them so far, right?
Yeah. I think he's kind of like, I'm not trying to compare it to Phillip Rivers because that's Chargers legend. He got a lot of excuses. I throw more comparison to just Eli Manning, the quarterback who they traded to get Phillip Rivers for.
That's okay.
There's so many excuses for Eli Manning. He doesn't have a run game. He has no offensive line. He has no number one wide receiver. He doesn't have this. He has no defense.
Right.
So
Neither did Patrick Mahomes, to be honest, like in certain circumstances. And I mean, see the difference.
I just say that it's like he's getting the Eli Manning treatment. Like he could do no wrong, and when he wins the Super Bowl, like it's the greatest thing on God's green earth. And it's like I don't want them to see that. So
no, and like what has Herbert, not to like, he's definitely owned the Raiders, but what has he really done? Like, what have the Chargers really done? They play good football, and then they just like fizzle. It's
the ghost of Marty Schottenheimer. I call it the ghost of Marty Schottenheimer.
That's right. Yeah.
You had you're supposed to have this one wonderful team that went 14-2, couldn't beat the Patriots. The ghost of Marty firing a head coach going 14-2. I call it the curse of Marty Schottenheimer. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter who's going to be it doesn't matter who's going to be the head coach. You'll find a way to sizzle out. The Chargers will still charge you up and charge you down.
That is their culture. That's right.
Yes. Over under for wins 9.5. Odds to win the AFC West plus 300. I'm saying 11-6.
I mean, I see, I could see the Chargers winning a lot of games and going to the playoffs and just getting annihilated. I think that's what happens.
The biggest games of the year. Here's what they have.
Okay.
They go to Brazil week 1.
Right, that's right. Mm-hmm. And there's that lawsuit. So
I forgot. Oh, I did not know about explain the lawsuit actually. Expire away.
Well, so because they announced they were going to Brazil later, the Chargers have been advertising to their 12 fans that they there's about season tickets. So the lawsuit is that the Chargers refuse to give anyone like a partial refund because the game is now in Brazil and not a home game against the Chiefs. Which, as you probably know, like the Eagles offered a partial refund. The Packers just didn't even include the game in their ticket. Like
The
Chargers,
Packer one was a road game anyways.
Okay, so that makes sense. So I mean, but this is like an issue that NFL teams are going to have to deal with now.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, the obvious answer, right, is like offer a partial refund or at least a credit to like a future game. I know it's kind of like trashy, but like the fact that they just like did nothing, people are upset because they charged more for season tickets, and then now because who's gonna go to Brazil? Like,
do we know Charger fans make their way to Brazil? Because I know like Eagle fan and Packer fan do. It's like when I look at it, it's like I thought the better matchup would have been at least Washington and the Chargers. Think about it. Because
yeah,
that would have
why
been
did they do the division game there? Like, that made no sense to me.
like it should have been at least interconference,
Yeah,
Like I thought that
sure.
would have been at least better. Like when you look at it, it's like we were looking at the schedules, like, all right, the Commanders, I think it was Commanders and Dolphins are going to Spain, so they didn't want to do 2 international games. I was like, well, Commanders and Chargers week 1 would have been kind of fiery anyways. Think
That
about
actually, yeah, that would have been better. Like,
you could have chose the Dolphins, but that's a road game anyways. Like the Vikings would have been at least a better one.
that would have been good. Yeah. I think there are more. I just think there are
But
more.
they're going to London. They just literally
Oh, that's
everyone they had was like Steelers are going to Ireland, and it's like looking at it as like the Eagles were just in Brazil and they ain't going international for a while. So
Can I just say something? Like, I understand this NFL wanting to expand, like to there are a lot of new fans in Europe and Brazil and like Mexico, but this there's too many games. It's too hard on the players. Like, it's problematic. Like, maybe you need to do a league in the off season. I don't know what the answer is, but this during the season stuff it's too much.
yeah. Oh, the good news is the Chargers do get to go to Monday Night Football, so they get an extra day to recover at least.
Nice. Yeah, that's true.
Like this is it's like really look at their home games. Steelers, that's gonna be a Steeler home game.
Ooh, yeah.
Vikings are a home game, so that's a Viking
Yeah.
home game. Commanders and Eagles are both going there as well.
Wow, those are tough.
Yeah. You have the Raiders. That's another home game for you guys as well. It's like when you look at like you have almost every big name team except the Cowboys coming to SoFi Land. So
the Raiders need to win at SoFi. It's gross that we haven't done that yet. So
that's a violation. We call that over there. How that's not happening.
It is. Throw the flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Chiefs. They lost the Super Bowl. They got demolished. Right. Joe Thuney had to got shipped out of Chicago. Got shipped to Chicago. Here's my question to you: are the Chiefs vulnerable for the first time in their era of Patrick Mahomes?
So infuriatingly, so on the one hand, the Chiefs draft so well. They are the team that John Gruden wishes he were, where they find the 4th round safety that everybody's like sleeping on and they draft him and he's just a monster. But do you think they were vulnerable last year though? Like, were they really the luckiest team?
I thought they sleptwalked through that whole season.
I do too. Yeah.
I felt like there was many mistakes benefited from so many other teams' mistakes.
That's a really good take. Yeah.
Like when you look at it, it was like the San Francisco 49er game was almost a 1-score game.
Like the failure to execute at the end. It really was the Chiefs didn't beat themselves like the other teams did.
Yeah.
So I think the Chiefs are still going to be good. I think they're still going to win a majority of the game, and like they are favored and should be favored to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
Given like looking at their reports from training camp, like their offensive depth is stupid.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if they really did fix their offensive line.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, the Eagles are like the first real team that truly exposed that line.
The Bucks also did too. Also,
Yeah, it's just like Mahomes has like got to a point where this is what makes him different from everybody else. Like he still got to a point where because he was never well protected last season.
no,
Like
it was probably the worst offensive line I've seen for Mahomes in forever.
yeah, just awful.
Like how he didn't get concussion is crazy.
Yeah, right. I like how he didn't like throw more interceptions. Just yeah, but so are they vulnerable? Yes. Are they still probably going to win the division? Yes, is my answer.
I got them at 13-4, minus 120. That's what I think. Here's their schedule. Week 1 in Brazil, week 2 home for the Eagles, home opener. I'm going to come out and say this. I think the Chiefs are going to smack the Eagles week 2.
Fuck. Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. I could
They do
honestly,
have something to prove.
Yeah, they do have something to prove, and no, like they did that against Tampa when the rematch the year after. Mm-hmm. I think they have no problem like doing it again there. Home for the at the Giants Sunday Night Football. Why are we putting the Giants and Chiefs on Sunday Night Football? Awful idea. That should be a 1:00 game, please.
Seriously, why?
Like week 4, they have the Ravens. Week 5 at Jacksonville on Monday Night Football. Just gonna say this: October games in Florida still hot, no matter what time of the year or time of the day it is. Just little insider info. Then they're home for Detroit Sunday Night Football. Week 8,
good game.
Noon game for the Raiders. Week 7, week 8, Monday Night Football versus Washington. Week 9, 4:25 at the Bills. Bye week, week 10. They play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Can I be honest? Did the NFL, like when you look at the Thanksgiving game,
right?
Did they look at it as like, should we put Pat Mahomes on that day, or should we not do it because they can get a better rating, or would it have been better to get a better rating for Thanksgiving and for a random like week 12, week 10, or week those midweek like NFL Sunday Night Football games, the dog days? Did they screw that up? You think, in your possible opinion? If you're a casual viewer, like Chiefs Cowboys, is that more appealing on Thanksgiving or Sunday night game that you're looking forward to in the middle of the season?
Well, the thing is, like, I think you have a point because I'm gonna watch the game. I'm gonna watch the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
whether they play the Chiefs or the Giants. Like, well, I guess the Giants are like whether they play the Titans or the Chiefs. So why do you? I mean, in some ways, like, why do you have the primetime game? Like the Raiders and the Chiefs last year made sense on Black Friday because it was like it's a divisional game, but the Raiders aren't very good. But like, people are going to watch because it's a kind of a novel thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I don't think it's going to be a very good game, to be honest.
It's Pat Mahomes' first time playing in Dallas, also too. That's the other storyline too.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it, but I look at it as like that's a better Sunday night game.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a Monday night game at least than a Thanksgiving game, which we're all going to watch anyways. But why make it be that? You have better options for home games. Like you could have put like the Cowboys schedule. Like when you look at the Cowboys schedule, you have the NFC East. Like you play the Eagles on that one at least. I was like, okay, they haven't done that in forever since 2014. Yeah, that would have been cool at least. But when you look at it as like this is their schedule for home games. Giants, no thank you.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Packers, that would have been at least a better one, but that's a better Sunday night game. You could have had Washington. We've done that so many times. Cardinals is like whatever. That's a perfect Sunday game,
Yeah.
anyways. And I look at like Detroit would have been a better one Thanksgiving game, but they play on Thanksgiving anyways. I personally would have said that like the Vikings and Cowboys take it back to 2000. It's been 25 years. Why not do that at least?
Yeah, that's good. What about the Niners?
They do not play them this year, as I could tell.
That's true. I mean, I guess like schedule wise, if they didn't, if that's like not available, but but that is an example, I think, of a good, like there's history there, but it's not like this is the biggest game in the world.
Yeah, it's not Steve Young versus Troy Aikman anyway. So
yeah, the good old days.
Yes. So I always say that. So like I feel like the NFL this year is kind of like, I kind of called this out there, like week one's gonna be Eagles Cowboys. Watch it. And everyone, all my buddies and Phillies like, no, they're gonna probably do something like the Rams. It's like, no, watch me Eagles Cowboys week one. They want to get the bullet. It's like I said, like I feel like the NFL this year is like they're using their bullets way too quickly to get you like tuned in quickly. It's like I'm gonna still watch the week one game anyways.
Right.
But well, why waste that bullet?
Yeah, do you think it has anything to do with the streaming rights and like Amazon and everyone now saying, Netflix now saying like we want this game?
I could honestly think that. I could honestly
I think that might
Netflix
be part of it.
We want this game, as the NFL's like, no, we're giving this to the cable people still anyways.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's how I view it when I look at it as like a guy who works in like radio. I was like, that's a good week 3 or week 4, week 5 game, division game to get someone hyped up for 425. Not a week 1 game at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they're not like catering to the fans anymore because they know we're gonna do whatever.
We're gonna watch anyways. Like Chiefs Cowboys, perfect. It's a perfect dog day Sunday game. When you look at like the slate,
I would look forward to that.
I would look forward to that. Like I'm not like Chiefs Cowboys. I'm down to watch. I want to see what's gonna happen. Like with Pat Mahomes versus the Cowboys, like he grew up there anyways. Let's see how many stars are going to come out for that game already. So the other question is how many Texas Tech Pat Mahomes jersey would make its way out.
Oh Lord.
People don't think about that anyways.
Yeah, no, that's true, man.
All right. This is the division I have. I have a Chiefs at 13-4.
Okay.
Broncos 12-5. They're gonna be one of the wild cards.
Okay.
Chargers 11-6, missing the playoffs. Raiders 7-10 or 6-11. What is yours then?
Okay, so I would say I'll keep the Chiefs at 13-4. The Broncos, I'm gonna say, well, I said the Broncos were gonna win the division. I think okay, I'll take the Broncos at 11-6.
Okay.
I just think like offensively, I'm just not quite there yet. But I could see them winning the division. I could see them beating Mahomes twice. I will say that.
Oh, okay.
I think that their defense is built to capitalize on weak offensive lines, and I don't trust the Chiefs have fixed it yet. Like we need to see more. Okay, the Chargers, I think.
What's your Chiefs record, by the way? I got up.
Okay, the Chiefs, I agree with you at 3-4. 13-4, sorry. I would love if they went 3-4.
That is so funny.
I'm taking the Broncos at 11-6.
Okay. Chargers.
The Chargers, I'm gonna take at 10-7. I do think Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. And then the Raiders, I mean, I said 10-7 the other day, but I'll take 8-9. Does that add up to 17?
That does add up to 17. Yes.
Thank God. Lawyers don't do math, so.
Hey, radio people should learn math, but we really just know how to tell time. So that's why.
I'm like they're gonna win 8 games and they're gonna lose whatever else is left.
Well, that's why I say I need the extra game so I can get back to like.
I know the even like 9
I need an even number. I need an 8 and 8. I like to say 9 and 9 at least. I miss saying that anyways.
Yeah. No, this whole like 8, 7 carry the one like
too much math.
Yeah.
What is going on with Raider? I know it's in full effect right now as training camp is going on, and we have preseason football this week anyways.
We do. So yeah, so some of We Raider is going to Seattle to see Pete's old stomping grounds. First time in Seattle. I went when I was like 10 for a USC Washington game, but
Okay.
yeah, but first time in Seattle as an adult and excited about that. And then so we're not having a show this Thursday, but we're doing Thursdays at 8 p.m. Pacific time, which I know is late for the East Coast, unfortunately, but
So check your local listings.
Exactly. Yeah. We felt like, maybe like right after the Thursday night game would be a good time to kind of like start the week off, the football week, if you will.
Yeah.
And talk through the preview and stuff. So yeah, looking good. Very chill. We just kind of sit back and gossip, and
What is the hottest gossip that's going on in Raider tailgate land right now?
Man, okay. I mean, I would say like the Christian Wilkins thing got around.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. The on the field gossip right now is what we're gonna do with Jackson Powers Johnson, because he's been running with either the second string center like situation, or he's been starting as a guard, and Jordan Meredith has been starting at center. And they told Jordan Meredith, apparently, learn to play center this offseason. So
sounds like the Miami Dolphins almost.
Yeah. In Pete We Trust.
Make
or
the shirts.
Chip Kelly.
Make
right?
the shirt. It's Chip and Pete We Trust. Make the shirts.
Yeah, exactly. We need the one of the best shirts I ever purchased besides Don't Ruin Your Life was Bush Liner, like the presidential slogan.
Oh,
so good. It was so good.
You honestly should make those shirts.
I should just make them again.
Carol,
yeah.
Chip and like I don't know how. Pete and Chip 2020
Pete and
whatever.
Chip. I think Pete and Chip. Yeah, Pete and Chip, because people will be like, "Who's Kelly?"
Yeah, Pete and Chip. Make the T-shirt.
That's so good.
I think that is the perfect, like, if you want to make T-shirts, I don't know where you can do it. Like,
there's always a Raider fan that makes.
I know, but like honestly, like find a Raider guy that you like who makes T-shirts. It's like blueprint an idea, make it happen, and say like, hey, it's like the presidential sign that you see people saying, or the bumper sticker. So I would do that. Right. That I'm not trying to get claim for it, but that's actually
I just want one. Like, I'm not in it to like make money, but I just need someone.
It's not a bad shirt to make money on. I'm saying.
No, true. Pay for your tickets.
Definitely. All right. We will talk during the season.
Yeah, definitely. We need to have you back on. We'll have better.
I think there's when you look at it this year, the Eagles do play the Raiders, and people ask, Trevor, are you going to go to an Eagle home game this year? It's like, we'll figure it out as a week.
Yeah, please be there, because we got to come see you.
Well, the problem is that game's in December. Trevor is very soft these days. He will only go to 3 places that are 100 degrees plus all the time, humidity, dry heat, places that have a body of water, including a pool,
right?
Or I don't know. So that I'm very selective.
No, I'm with you. I'm going to have to look for like the biggest coat in the world, because I don't do cold. Like, I don't do it generally, but
definitely.
Yeah.
So thank you as always. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.